Hi guys, my name is Natasha and welcome back to my channel. I live in the far east of Russia and today I will show you my hometown, Spassk-Dalny. I will tell you about the geography of the city, about its past, present and maybe about its future. Let's go! Spassk is situated in the region called Primorsky Krai, 222 kilometers to the north from Vladivostok. The city's population is 39,000 of people. Spassk is a monotown, which means that the city's economy is dominated by a single industry. Our city-forming enterprise is this Spassk cement factory that you can see in this video. In Russian it is Tsementny Zavod, shortened to Tsemzavod, and it's the unofficial name of the district we are driving through. And now let's go to the center of the city. I don't even know what to start with because I know this sounds so well. I spent here 18 years of my life, so I first decided to show you our main square. It's actually really nice because here we have these beautiful flowers, and several years ago this square was covered with piles, but recently they made this concrete, and I honestly don't like this covering, but anyway, it is more comfortable for children who are riding the bikes here or rolling. And here in the center of the square we have our famous statue of Lenin, like the heritage of the Soviet Union. And just behind this statue there's the organization called House of Children's Art, Dom Детского Творчества. It's like the place where children do different activities like dancing, painting, music and so on. Okay, let's go now to the main attraction of the city, our cinema theater, the only cinema theater in Spassk. Вы хотите в видео поучаствовать?
А, ты русская?
Да.
Ты из Москвы?
Мне просто интересно, как еще спасские подростки проводят время. То есть вы только здесь на площади тусуетесь?
Ну, мы везде, это просто на площади хорошая дорога лесом.
Какие места бы вы еще порекомендовали людям, туристам, которые в Спасск только приехали?
Ну, у нас тут есть парк Арматурного. Но это за городом хороший. Тут площадь наша. Сквер.
Сквер это который вот там, да, находится?
Нет, вот там.
А, который военный. I asked them what places would they recommend for tourists to visit, and I actually had a really good impression because based on their words there are actually many places in Spassk that you can visit. And this is our cinema theater. It's called Avrora, like Aurora in English. And I really love this place because it's like the only place with lights and concentration of some activity. Let's go inside. So this is our cinema, and recently it started working again. And here we have like small posters for films. This is the cashier where you buy tickets, kassa, the cashier. And here we have the toys. Here is a cafe, and here is a cinema hall, but it's not working now. And oh my god! And here there is a restaurant. This place is usually lively and has a lot of people. And now let's relocate to the place behind the cinema, and here we have a really nice small park. This place is called Skver, and this word sounds kind of like English square, but it's not a square, it's like a small park. And here we can see comfortable benches. This is the graffiti that shows the previous look of this place, so it's called Spasskaya Sloboda. This is how the city was called, and actually this square is so meaningful for me because I spent here a lot of my time and I painted the wall white for this graffiti. And as for this part of the wall, before this mural there was another mural that I painted with my friends. It was like a city contest of our road traffic department. My friends and I painted the graffiti that said pedestrians cross the road on the zebra. Yeah, but then the activists and painters from our museum decided to paint this thing, and even though my graffiti was covered, I don't mind because I really like this one. So imagine that this place used to look like this. In the end of the 19th century, the Russian government needed to populate these new Far Eastern territories, and that's why they were given free land to peasants from the western parts of the Russian Empire. So Spassk was founded by settlers from Ukraine in the 1886. It's the year of Coca-Cola Foundation, by the way. Well, this was a little bit of history. Let's continue exploring the city. And behind this square, there is a sport field. And I want to draw your attention to this graffiti. It says, "We love Spassk." Several years ago in Spassk there was like a contest when the city's administration gave you money for the paint. And this is the football court. They also built these sport trainers. I think it's a really good thing because before there was just a plain field and that's it. And here in the center of the city, just across the square and the cinema theater, there is a historic site called Tereshensky Kvartal. And now I'll tell you a little about this. In English, it is Tereshensky Quarter. It's named after the local peasant Leonty Tereshenko, who built this house. These historical buildings are the example of the beautiful 19th century architecture. And this is the building of the city administration. And here there is a beautiful and small isle. Here they're repairing something. Finally, they're doing the sidewalk. And here we can see a coffee shop, and I really like this because it's designed different from the city's style in general. You can see the small coffee point with such a design only probably in a big city. So let's take a coffee here. Never mind, they don't work. Let's go. So this is another important site of our city and it's called Arbat. They actually really improved this place recently because before there was nothing, but now there are these round-shaped unusual benches. And here there are also benches where you can just rest from the sun. And this is our fountain, and actually it is supposed to work. Yeah, now it looks just like it. And in my video about the Russian letters, you can see how lively it is where there are children and when it's sunny. It's really beautiful actually. This is a railway bridge. We call it Viaduct. And this place is really helpful because it connects the center of the city with a district called Dasa. So this is the picture that you can observe from this place. Well, it's not that impressive, but anyway, in my childhood I thought that it is really high. And now we're actually crossing the famous Trans-Siberian Railway. It passes through Spassk and ends in Vladivostok. This railway is a very important transport route and it contributed to the development of the city. The city's name Spassk most likely comes from Yablочный Спас, the apple feast of the Savior, a holiday in Russian Orthodox Christianity. The second part of the city's name, Dalny, means far, because it's very far from the center of Russia. On the map you can see that this place is located on the very edge of the country, on the piece of land surrounded by China, North Korea and Japan. So we are basically Asia. But you know, Spassk is not so different from any other small town in the European part of Russia, because we have the same rule and the same lifestyle. The only peculiarity is that here you can go to China by bus for shopping, and it's really close and cheap. Let me talk a little more about geography, and on this map you can see that Russian-Chinese border goes right through the Khanka Lake. One of the rivers flowing into this lake is Spasovka, and it has a tributary called Kuleshovka. and this Kuleshovka river flows through Spassk. Recently, my friend and I had a picnic on the shore of this river, and now I want to show it to you.
Ой, не, ну я могу.
Ой, я уже снимаю.
Я могу.
Ой.
Стой.
Now we are going to the river with my friend Dasha.
Hello.
Actually, we were going to sit here.
О! Слушай, как они уходили отсюда, Наташа?
Да, каждый год одно и то же.
Шина? Новая шина, кстати.
It's a tire just in the middle of the river. So this is our Kuleshovka river. Блин, это так смешно. So here we are going to sit on these packages.
Тебе с радиусом или без?
Давай мне радиус, чтобы модно было. So here we have our chips garage. Вкус здесь hard lingonberry drink.
Это смородина.
Hard black cherry drink. I mean, we don't drink often. Мы пили последний раз только в мае.
Здравствуйте, в июне.
Spassk is actually very inclusive, and just right here on the shore of this river we have these beautiful like appliances to put your bottle in, and it is really comfortable, so you can just take it here and to put it here and it will stand. Это с чем?
С курицей.
So I tried this samsa and it is really good. It has chicken inside and it's even better than KFC. Ironically, I and my friends have so many memories with this river. In the 6th grade, we made a song about the river for our geography class. Yeah, but this wasn't cringe enough, and in the high school we made another song about the river. It was a parody of a song Ice Melts Between Us by a Ukrainian band Грибы. Our song was called Ice Melts in Kuleshovka. One more thing related to this river is that there I made my picture with a laptop in the ice hole, and this picture became a popular meme in the Russian internet back in 2017. Yeah, so with this river I have many warm memories. Or cool memories. I don't know. Okay, let's return to our Dasa district. Oh wow. What is this? Let's see what is here. I kind of like this place. It reminds me of some medieval town, and this is the channel. Here's the train, by the way.
Там уже на озере на квадратах сеть была, я там уже поднимаю.
I came here to show you how it's contrasting with the center of the city. In fact, in Russia, downtown it's not the same concept as, let's say, in America. In the US, I had this feeling that downtown is always dirty and dangerous, but the suburbs are really neat. In Russia, it is opposite. The center of the city is considered to be the most beautiful part, while the outskirts are always depressive and not taken care of. And I want to finish our excursion by showing to you one more district in the outskirts. People call it Armaturny, after Zavod Santech Armatury, which is plumbing fittings factory. This factory used to work in the Soviet times, but today it's closed, like many other factories in Spassk. So this district mostly consists of Soviet apartment buildings. According to statistics, 70% of Russian people live in such houses. Here we can see the children's playground and somebody is drying clothes. It's probably a depressing picture for foreigners, but this is what we see every day and what we're used to. As I said, Spassk population is 39,000 of people, but this number is decreasing every year because people are leaving Spassk. The maximum population was 60,000 and it was in the 1980s. We can call the time the city's golden age. Back then there were about 30 plants and the city was prosperous and developing. But after the collapse of the USSR, most of the factories were closed and abandoned. I left Spassk 3 years ago when I moved to Khabarovsk to study in a university, and there's no way that I would like to return to Spassk and to live there, because even though I said that I had a good impression after the conversation with that Spassks kids, I still feel that there is not enough opportunities for a person to develop, because in Spassk there is no job, there is no cultural life, and the level of life is really low there. It's really sad, but anyway, Spassk is a nice little town with rich history and great potential for development. It just seems that it's not going to revive in the next several decades. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and tap your likes, tap the bell if you want to get notifications about my other videos. Write in comments your opinion about this town, if you like this or if you didn't like. Would you like to visit Spassk? I also want to thank my patrons. Thank you guys for your support, and I'll write your names right here. And if you want to support my videos financially, you can go to my Patreon, the link to which will be under this video. Also, there will be a link to my Instagram where I post some stuff about life in Russia and about the Russian language. Thank you for watching and stay tuned, and see you in the next video. Bye!